Hello soccer fans, welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Erik Ten Hag has £167 million transfer gift for next Man United manager as exit reality clear. Manchester United news as Erik Ten Hag struggles leave transfer presence should the worst follow sooner rather than later. Of the 21 players used by Manchester United so far this season and still at the club, 12 have been signed by Erik Ten Hag. Another 4 have been promoted into the first team set up by him from the academy. The remaining 5 he inherited are Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, and Diogo Dalot. 10 games into this season and it's debatable if any other than Dalot are actually in positive form, and even then it's questionable. The worrying thing for United is that this level of turnover in the squad over 2 full seasons and 3 summers hasn't come cheap. The total outlay on those who have been signed and made an appearance in 2024-25, therefore not counting the combined £77 million on Lenny Yoro and Terrell Malaysia, is a gigantic £472.2 million. Breaking that down, and including Malaysia and Yoro, it is almost £40 million per new player under Ten Hag. Removing both Christian Eriksen and Johnny Evans arrived as they arrived for free, it is ugly reading to think that the list of players who got to 8th last season and have started poorly here, cost an average of over £45 million each. At the time of signing, respected football data site Transfermarkt estimated that only 4 of United's Ten Hag buys had a market value higher than the actual fee paid for them, once more a tally out of 10 due to Eriksen and Evans. Of that same group, only 3 are deemed to be worth more now than was initially paid for them, let alone at the time. Matthijs de Ligt, Malaysia, and Noussair Mazraoui are those who fit this criteria. Then, looking at the wider image of who has risen in value regardless of the true price, the picture stays much the same. Although a pinch of salt is needed with Manuel Ugarte, who hasn't had the best start since arriving, all of Lisandro Martinez, Malaysia, and Rasmus Højlund have gone up. They are by small amounts compared to the drop-off for Casemiro, Mason Mount, and Antony. In total, Transfermarkt suggests this trio are now worth less than £58 million despite being signed for over £190 million and an initial value of £113 million. The good news here is that United do still have some rises. Dalot, not signed by Ten Hag but one of the more successful. Erik Ten Hag has admitted defeat with one Man United summer signing. There is still plenty of time to prove doubters wrong, but it appears Erik Ten Hag has rowed back his trust in one summer arrival, at least for now. Out of the 5 Manchester United signings brought in by Erik Ten Hag this summer, just 1 started Sunday's game at Aston Villa and only Lenny Yoro had the excuse of injury. Fans are hoping he will show more assurance than Matthijs de Ligt, who only took to the field at Villa Park due to Harry Maguire's injury, following a difficult opening few months. Noussair Mazraoui was the sole new recruit to begin the match but arguably only did so due to a fullback injury crisis. Diogo Dalot continues to fill in at left-back amid the ongoing setbacks to Luke Shaw and Terrell Malaysia, but would be the first choice at right-back when either returns. Joshua Zirkzee was always going to be the backup when Rasmus Højlund recovered from injury. He came on in the second half, which means he has yet to score in 9 games. And then there's the case of Manuel Ugarte, the £42 million deadline day arrival. Hopes of him being the answer to the Casemiro problem have markedly dwindled over the past 3 games. Having been run ragged in the 3-0 defeat to Tottenham, the 23-year-old has failed to play in the 2 United games since. The theory of rest being the reason behind his full-game benching against Porto on Thursday proved unfounded by full-time on Sunday, with Ten Hag once more leaving him on the touchline. The manager had instead started Christian Eriksen alongside Kobbie Mainoo and replaced the latter with Casemiro, the man Ugarte was supposed to usurp, in the second half. It seems, for now, Ten Hag has admitted defeat with Ugarte. Of course, it is very early days and he still has plenty of time to prove critics wrong. Ugarte has only been available for 4 Premier League games, and it ought to be noted that his first minutes of the season came for Uruguay during the last international break. He failed to play for Paris Saint-Germain prior to his transfer to United, and his first 2 league appearances were substitutions from the bench as he got back up to speed. However, starting against Spurs but not playing since can only count as a backward step with no inkling that the player is battling injury. To not even be afforded a late cameo in either subsequent match is especially cutting given the context. United needed more midfield coverage against Porto. Man United, negotiating, to replace Ten Hag with Barcelona great, who, requests, 1 January signing. Man United are in negotiations with Barcelona legend Xavi as they look to replace current manager Erik ten Hag, according to reports. Sunday's battling 0-0 draw at high-flying Aston Villa meant the Red Devils stumbled into the international break without a win in 5 matches in all competitions. Man United have mustered just 3 victories all season, and an 8-point haul from their opening 7 league games is the club's lowest tally at this stage of a campaign since collecting 7 in 1989-90. Manager Ten Hag is under immense scrutiny but still believes he has the backing of the club hierarchy, who are set to meet for a pre-planned monthly meeting on Tuesday. Former Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel is now the bookmakers' favourite to take over, but there have been numerous other managers linked, including Eddie Howe, Thomas Frank, Gareth Southgate and Max Allegri. And now reports in Spain claim that former Barcelona manager Xavi is a name that has gained traction in recent hours, with Man United negotiating with the former Spain international. It is understood that first contacts have already taken place over a potential move for Xavi, and the Spaniard would be delighted to be able to land in the Premier League and in a team with so much history. Xavi already has in mind the first request for the January transfer window if he becomes Man United boss, with Barcelona midfielder Fermin Lopez top of his wishlist. The report adds that Xavi believes that Fermin is a player who is absolutely necessary at Old Trafford, and they can make a very significant investment to try to get him from Barca, paying more than €40 million, £33, 5 meters. Former Man United striker Andy Cole doesn't think Ten Hag should be solely blamed for the Red Devils' terrible start to the new season. Cole told Betfred, "Whatever the people in charge decide to do, it will be done with the best interests of the club in mind. That's that." However you look at it, for an individual to win 2 cup competitions in their first 2 seasons at Manchester United, that's not lucky. You can't be lucky 2 seasons on the bounce. The club will do whatever they decide to do, but if you look at the bigger picture, you can't just blame the manager. The manager picks the players, but the players are the ones that have to go out there and win football matches. That's the way it is. Thanks for watching.